Letting go of a toxic relationship can feel like untangling yourself from a web of emotional confusion, guilt, and fear. Toxic relationships don't just hurt in obvious ways. They erode your self-esteem, distort your sense of reality, and create a false sense of dependency. Breaking free isn't just about walking away physically, it's about reclaiming your emotional autonomy and rediscovering your inner strength. The Stoics understood the importance of guarding your mind and emotions. As Epictetus said, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Emotional detachment is not about apathy. It's about protecting your peace and refusing to be a prisoner to toxic dynamics. This discussion explores 10 essential rules to help you emotionally detach and move forward with clarity and self-respect. 1. Acknowledge the reality of the relationship. Detachment begins with honesty. Toxic relationships often thrive on denial, with one or both parties avoiding the truth about the harm being done. Acknowledging the reality of the relationship is the first step toward freedom. Why it matters. Denial keeps you stuck, perpetuating cycles of hope and disappointment. Clarity allows you to see patterns of manipulation, disrespect, or neglect for what they are. How to apply it. Reflect without filters. Write down instances where you felt hurt, disrespected, or unsupported in the relationship. Patterns will begin to emerge. Face the emotional impact. Recognize how the relationship has affected your mental health, self-esteem, and overall well-being. Let go of false hope. Accept that toxic people rarely change, especially without significant self-awareness and effort on their part. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. By confronting the truth, you reclaim your power. 2. Set boundaries and enforce them. Boundaries are essential for protecting your energy and creating emotional distance. Toxic individuals often push boundaries to maintain control, but standing firm is crucial for detachment. Why it matters. Boundaries create a protective space where you can begin to heal. Enforcing boundaries signals to yourself and others that your well-being is a priority. How to apply it. Define your limits. Identify behaviors you will no longer tolerate, such as disrespect, manipulation, or guilt-tripping. Communicate clearly. Use calm but assertive language to establish your boundaries. For example, I need space to focus on my well-being. Please respect my decision to limit contact. Stay consistent. Toxic individuals often test boundaries to see if you'll waver. Stand firm, even if it feels uncomfortable. Boundaries are not walls to shut people out, but frameworks to protect your peace. As Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Don't waste your time on relationships that disregard your boundaries. 3. Shift your focus to yourself. Toxic relationships often revolve around the other person's needs, emotions, or drama. Detachment requires redirecting that focus inward, to your own healing, growth, and happiness. Why it matters. Reclaiming your focus restores your sense of identity and purpose. Self-investment builds the confidence and strength needed to move forward. How to apply it. Reconnect with your passions. Engage in activities that bring you joy or help you grow, whether it's a hobby, exercise, or learning a new skill. Practice self-care. Prioritize your mental and physical health through mindfulness, proper rest, and nurturing routines. Set new goals. Focus on personal growth by setting goals that align with your values and aspirations. As Epictetus advised, know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly. Rediscovering your identity is a key part of emotional detachment. 4. Limit or end contact. Emotional detachment is nearly impossible when toxic individuals continue to have access to your life. While it may not always be possible to cut ties completely, creating distance is critical for your emotional health. Why it matters. Distance reduces the manipulative influence toxic individuals may have over you. Limited contact allows you to process your emotions without interference or added stress. How to apply it. Reduce interaction. Minimize communication to only what's necessary, especially if the relationship involves shared responsibilities, e.g., co-parenting. Use neutral channels. If communication is unavoidable, keep it brief, factual, and neutral. Avoid engaging in emotional or personal discussions. Consider a clean break. In cases where the relationship is irreparably harmful, no contact may be the healthiest option. This creates the space needed to fully heal. Remember Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Ending or limiting contact is a painful but necessary obstacle that leads to growth. 5. Seek support and build healthy connections. Letting go of a toxic relationship can feel isolating, especially if the person was a significant part of your life. Seeking support and building new positive connections can provide the emotional foundation needed to move forward. Why it matters. Supportive relationships reinforce your self-worth and provide encouragement during difficult moments. Healthy connections help you redefine what a positive relationship looks and feels like. How to apply it? Lean on trusted people. Share your journey with friends, family, or mentors who can offer guidance and empathy. Join support groups. Engage with communities or groups that understand your experience, whether in person or online. Focus on mutual growth. Invest in relationships that inspire and challenge you in positive ways. Seneca wisely wrote, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." Surrounding yourself with uplifting people accelerates your healing and growth. 6. Reframe guilt as growth. Guilt is a common emotion when detaching from a toxic relationship, especially if the other person manipulates you into feeling responsible for their well-being. However, guilt can be reinterpreted as a signal that you're prioritizing your growth over their demands. Why it matters. Toxic individuals often use guilt to maintain control, making you feel selfish for prioritizing yourself. Reframing guilt allows you to see it as a sign of progress rather than a reason to stay trapped. How to apply it? Recognize manipulation. Notice when guilt arises as a result of their words or actions. Ask yourself, is this guilt justified, or is it a tool they're using to control me? Shift the narrative. Replace thoughts of "I'm abandoning them" with "I'm choosing my well-being." Focus on the bigger picture. Remind yourself that personal growth benefits not just you, but the people you'll connect with in the future. As Marcus Aurelius advised, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. Choosing yourself is not selfish, it's an act of integrity. 7. Embrace emotional neutrality. Toxic relationships often keep you on an emotional roller coaster, swinging between highs and lows. Learning to embrace emotional neutrality helps you disengage from the drama and see the situation with clarity. Why it matters. Emotional neutrality helps you respond rather than react to toxic behaviors. It reduces the power the toxic individual has over your emotions, making it easier to detach. How to apply it? Practice mindfulness. Use techniques like deep breathing or meditation to stay grounded during stressful interactions. Detach from emotional triggers. Recognize situations or words that provoke strong reactions and consciously choose not to engage. Focus on logic over emotion. Remind yourself of the facts, not the feelings, when making decisions about the relationship. Epictetus teaches, "It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them." By controlling your judgments, you reclaim control over your emotions. 8. Don't personalize their behavior. A hallmark of toxic relationships is how easily they can make you feel inadequate or at fault. Understanding that their behavior is a reflection of their own struggles, not your worth, is essential for detachment. Why it matters. Internalizing their actions or words perpetuates feelings of unworthiness and self-doubt. Realizing that their behavior is about them, not you, allows you to detach without questioning your value. How to apply it? Separate actions from identity. Remind yourself that their mistreatment is a reflection of their issues, not your worth. Seek external validation. Share your experiences with trusted friends or a therapist who can offer perspective and remind you of your value. Replace self-blame with compassion. Instead of blaming yourself for their behavior, Practice self-compassion. Acknowledge that you deserve better. As Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Don't let their actions define your reality. 9. Create a vision for the future. One of the hardest parts of leaving a toxic relationship is the uncertainty of what lies ahead. Creating a clear vision for your future helps you stay focused on what you're moving toward, rather than what you're leaving behind. Why it matters? A strong vision provides motivation to stay committed to the detachment process. It shifts your focus from loss to opportunity, reinforcing a sense of hope and purpose. How to apply it? Visualize your ideal life. Spend time imagining what your life could look like without the toxicity. Include specific details, relationships, achievements, peace of mind. Set clear goals. Break your vision into actionable steps, such as building new friendships, pursuing a passion, or improving your mental health. Track your progress. Celebrate small milestones along the way to reinforce your commitment to change. As Marcus Aurelius noted, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Use the obstacles in your path as fuel for growth. 10. Forgive but don't forget. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing their behavior or inviting them back into your life. It means releasing the emotional burden of resentment. Forgiving allows you to move forward with clarity, while remembering ensures you learn from the experience. Why it matters? Resentment ties you to the toxic individual, keeping their influence alive in your mind. Forgiveness helps you heal emotionally, while remembering helps you set better boundaries in the future. How to apply it? Reframe forgiveness. View it as an act of self-liberation, not a favor to them. Acknowledge the lessons. Reflect on what the relationship taught you about your boundaries, needs, and resilience. Protect yourself. Moving forward, use what you've learned to identify red flags early and foster healthier relationships. Seneca reminds us, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Let forgiveness be the closure that sets you free. Final thoughts. Emotionally detaching from a toxic relationship is not a single act, but a process of reclaiming your power, peace, and purpose. It requires courage, self-awareness, and a commitment to prioritizing your well-being. By acknowledging the truth, setting boundaries, focusing on yourself, creating distance, and seeking support, you can break free from the emotional grip of toxicity. Remember, detachment is not about closing your heart, but about protecting it. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. With each step you take, you regain control of your life, opening the door to healthier relationships and a brighter, more fulfilling future.